Well, hi there pluckers, Ivor Sawfingers back with you again for hopefully another interesting lesson. This is part 2 of my lessons on foot tapper from the Shadows. Hopefully you've worked your way through part 1, which was just purely the intro section. So we're now moving into the verses, okay, verse 1 and verse 2, which is what this lesson's about. Okay, so when you come out of the intro, we come into this part, okay, verse 1. Okay, so that's what I would call verse 1 leading into verse 2. Right, so what we're doing. So the verse starts off with this little phrase. So that's an open third string. Then you fret the 5th fret of the 3rd string. Then the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, the B string. And then back to the 5th fret of the 3rd for 2 hits. So it's okay. Then we've got a little bit of a lead up on the 2nd string, and you do 3, 4, 5 on the 2nd string. It'll climb up. Okay, so far. Okay, then we do the top E string, top E string 3rd fret, and then we go to the 5th fret on the top E and back to the 3rd fret. So top E string 3, 5, 3. Okay, so that gives you this. Okay, so far. The second part of this bit is, so again it's open 3rd to the 5th fret of the 3rd, but this time you hit the 5th fret of the 2nd string and then 2 hits on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So it's okay, so far right from the beginning. That's as far as we've got. Okay, now we've got this little slightly tricky bit. Right, so this is the 4th string, the D string, 5th fret. Then we go to the 3rd fret on the 3rd, then the 4th fret on the 3rd, then we go to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, B string. Okay, so it's 5th on the 4th, 3rd on the 3rd, 4th on the 3rd, 3rd on the 2nd, 5th fret at the top E, and then the 3rd fret at the top E. So you put those two together, you've got okay, then we repeat the first part again. That's that open 3rd to the 5th on the 3rd, 3rd on the 2nd, 2 hits on that 3rd on the 3rd string 5th fret. Sorry. Then we do a climb up on the 2nd string there, 3, 4, 5 on the 2nd string, 3rd on the top E, 5th on the top E, back to the 3rd on the top E. Exactly the same as the first part. Okay, so it's like part 1, part 2, part 1. So it's like as far as we've got. Okay, and then we have a little rundown. The way I'm playing it is the 6th fret of the 2nd string, the B string, down to the 5th fret of the 2nd string, Then we do the 7th fret of the 3rd string, so it's 6 on the 2nd, 5 on the 2nd, 7 on the 3rd, 5 on the 3rd, 4 on the 3rd, so we've got, okay, a little climb down, and then I do the 4th string on the 7th fret, and then back to the 4th on the 3rd, so it's an alternative to that note. You could go to the 2nd on the 3rd string if you want, so that's 6 on the 2nd, 5th on the 2nd, 7 on the 3rd, 5th on the 3rd, 4th on the 3rd, 2nd on the 3rd, and then back to the 4th on the 3rd. So it's, but when you see me play it, I do it this way. Okay, so I use that 7 on the 4 for that instead of that one. Okay, but it's up to you. When we get to that point, we play the intro part again, the actual intro itself. And that leads into verse 2. Okay, so far, right from the beginning, okay? So come out of the actual intro into the verse section. It's okay. This just goes into verse 2, which is, the verse itself is exactly the same as verse 1. Right, then we've got that where we would play the intro one time at the end of verse 1, we play a slightly different version of the intro on the 2nd verse. It's okay, so that's at the end of the 2nd verse. So what that is, the first part of it is the same as the original intro. So that's 2 hits on the 5th fret of the 3rd, 2 hits on the 5th fret of the 2nd, then we do 1 on the 5th fret of the 3rd, and down to the 4th on the 3rd, just like the original intro. 2 hits on that 7th fret of the 4th, then 2 hits on that 5th fret of the 3rd as usual, then back for 1 hit on that 7th on the 4th. So far. Okay, then we do this. So that's 2 hits on the 5th fret of the 4th string. Then we do 1 on the 7th fret of the 5th string, and back to the 5th fret on the 4th, so it's, and back to that 7th on the 5th, finishing on 2 hits, 3rd fret of the 5th string, the A string. Okay, so that whole bit is, so it's okay. So that's the whole section, okay, verse 1 and verse 2, and then we go into the first bridge section, which I shall cover in part 3, okay. So let's just do the whole thing. This is the whole verse 1 and verse 2 section. Okay, so here we go. Okay then, boys and girls, so there you have the verses 1 and 2 leading into the bridge section. Okay, so let's move on to the chords section. I'll just reach over the sheet. So, right, so the verse is very simple. Okay, it basically that bit goes da 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 da. Right, it's verse 1 and then leading into verse 2, okay? So the verse itself is like C, okay? Da 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 da, G, da 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 da, back to C, da 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 da, F, da da da, G, da 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 da, intro, dun 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 dun. Now we're going to verse 2. Da 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 da, G, da 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 da. Back to C, da, 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 F, da, G, da, da, da. Second intro, dun, da, 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 dun, da, 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 dun, da, 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 dun, dun. Right, so the second intro is start beginning of the first intro, dun, 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 C to A minor, dun, dun, dun. It doesn't go to the F, it goes back to the C. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so it's 2 C, A minor, and then 2 bars of C, and that's leading into the bridge section. Okay, so once again, just go through the rhythm coming out of the intro. Da 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 dum dum. Da 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 dum dum. Da 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 dum dum. Da 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 da. Da 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 dum da dum da da dum da 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 dum dum da 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 dum da da dum dum da 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 dum dum. Da 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 da. And it goes into the bridge. Okay, so hopefully that will help you play the first 2 verses. Okay, leading into the bridge section, and part 3 will be about the next bridge section, and we'll go from there. So see you in part 3. Bye for now.